Good.
The summarize thing?
The summarizing, but don't worry about that. So right now I'm.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, do you have a copy of it? I just gave it to you.
I didn't even do it.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, this?
Yeah, that's your guide. All right, so it might shock you, fine and established gentlemen and ladies, to know that we only have 3 classes left.
3?
I'm counting this one. Not counting this one. 4 if we count this class. So 3. Which means that.
I'll be
What's
in
the last class?
Atlanta.
19th? Thank you.
What,
Oh,
mine?
the last class is when?
19th.
Oh, okay.
So here's the deal.
For both classes?
Just for this one.
The other one, the 23rd?
I'm in writing right now. Not in
I'm going to be
intro.
out of here now.
19.
I'm going to give you guys a tentative schedule. Probably take notes on this. Okay?
Oh,
Today's the last
give me
day
my
we're
pen.
learning anything new.
Give me my pen. Hold up.
Okay?
Okay, y'all. Here, let me get my line
Give me
scribe
my
out.
pen.
Alright, everyone get your AT out. Go on.
Let me get my info. I got all my info. I lost my other book somewhere with all that information in it. And I can't go back, can I? Oh, yeah, I think you showed me how to go back. All right. What's the date today? Okay. That was lines. Today's date is...
What is it, the 6th? Tell me it's the 6th, right?
It's a 5th.
5th! Right.
5th.
What's special about the 5th?
I ain't gonna say.
9, 5,
March 7th.
13.
Long, long way away.
Topic.
9/12, 9/17.
Schedule.
We would have more classes except for the study day.
9:05. So
9:05.
day.
9:12.
Right. 9:17. And 9:19.
Why are we from the pizza?
Really about it?
Yeah, I swear I can't eat pizza and I snuck a piece and I should.
You'll always pay for it in the end.
Okay.
Alright, guys, so where did Albert go? Okay, so today is the day we're learning about the various forms of communication, cover letters. This is all stuff you've had before in TNS 1 or some other sort of thing. You have so in TNS 1, don't shake your head, Martinez. Besides, this is not as relevant for you, but still, it's relevant. Alright, so cover letters, emails between people that also work in the company you're working with, so peer stuff.
So what are you saying?
What we're learning today.
Oh, what we're gonna learn today? Email.
Email, cover letters. About it. So now we're about to get some business.
Okay,
And what?
okay, emails are to inform and request, and I'll go over that. Also probably going to cover.
Proofing and checking on September 12th.
Proofing and checking written work on the 12th for errors in all kinds of writing, because that's going to be a big part of your exam. You guys have had some experience editing, but it's going to be a significant facet of your exam. What do you have in your mouth, Jonah? What is it?
We have open books.
Oh, okay. I
We
thought
have
it was
open
like
book exam.
part of a. Okay, first of all, that was a
Keep
good
them out
idea.
fresh.
Second of all, the teacher decides the exam, not the
Yeah,
students.
so-
But a good idea. I'll see what I'll do. That isn't a promise. I said I'll
Okay.
see what I can do.
Okay.
I don't want to hear on the 19th, Mr. Charlie, you said it'll be open book.
What did I hear it?
Okay, I heard.
No, we have it on tape. I said I'll see what I can do.
And I'll take that for right now.
Excuse you?
Remember, this time we're recording.
Yeah. Review all. actually. You'll get an abbreviated form of the exam on the 12th. You'll get a practice exam so you know what to expect.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, good, good.
On the 12th, we did sample exam. Practice exam.
Cool. And then 19th is final.
Okay?
What's that, business? Business what?
Okay, so
Business what?
business vocab. It's
Okay.
also going to be on
That's
there.
on the 5th
That's today.
today, business vocab.
Oh, I should just write today.
Oh, we're gonna have business vocab today?
Yeah, I'm compiling a master sheet. The vocab's going to come up on your exam as well. So knowing what relocate means, for example, like are you willing to relocate for this job? No one in this room, after I'm done introducing it, should say, what does that mean?
What does it mean?
It basic,
Oh,
I know you know what it means.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. If the question is, are you willing to relocate for this job? What is the question actually asking?
Am I willing to relocate
Okay.
faster?
Use
You want
different
to
words.
give
Don't
someone
just
else
ask
another
the
city,
question.
but they
Am I
relocate.
willing to move
Yes. See,
Yeah.
you
to
get
a
it.
different
So
location?
relocate in this case means to move.
Yeah.
Okay, right. It was a hypothetical question, one that you're going to see a lot.
I always say
I would
yes,
be
yes,
out of here.
yes,
Yeah, I'm going.
If it's paying more, you
yes.
Okay, can I finish?
Yeah,
Just
in
like
a
old
hotel.
times, right, Mr.
Yeah.
Johnson? Were they this noisy last semester?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
Yep.
Well, no one was really quite as bad as you guys last semester. You guys, I was even worse, but still. Martinez, I know you got a job, but it does not mean you can pull out your phone in the middle of my class. Were you about to say I was not pulling out my phone in the middle of your class? To my face. Okay, review all. And final. Okay? Easy enough. So that's the schedule. You should have this down. It's important.
Hang on.
I got it all written.
Hang on, Captain. This ship hasn't sailed yet.
cover letters are two.
Actually, cover letters are not. Cover letters have a star near them because they're probably, if we get to.
Okay, so today,
We'll see if we can get to cover letters. I mean, BOE and all that other sort of thing, TNS2, we're going to teach you more about cover letters. This is just to give you the grounding in being able
I
to
already
write
have
cover letters.
mine.
Yeah, I know. I see. Even still. All right. So today, emails, writing to inform and writing to request, business vocab, which you'll get. The next class is proofing and checking review. That'll be probably the first half hour. Very basic stuff. Then we'll give you a practice exam. We're going to review the practice exam. 5 days later. So that gives me time to grade it. And then we got the final. So no one should be surprised by what they see on the final. Okay?
I am.
Okay.
The final is not a sneak attack. It could and probably should be, but I'm a merciful guy. Just for that, I'm putting in like 4 bonus questions that have nothing to do with the class, but I'm making them count for like 20 points each. Why not? All right. So everyone clear on the schedule?
Yes.
Good. Can I erase this yet?
No.
Yes.
No, I gotta know. Sorry, one no drowns out a torrent of yeses. So, are you pointing that at me for funnies? Or?
No, I'm just making sure I get your voice on.
Wow. Just,
Proofing and checking.
see if I can get a stink bug into your mailbox. Or something.
It's all good.
Indeed it is.
Practice the singing.
Huh?
What's Oscar doing?
I already got February.
Isn't Diane Brody in this class?
She is. She's absent for
Oh.
some reason.
I knew somebody was missing.
I wish.
All right, guys. So this brings us to the first item on the agenda.
Did you actually get to everything you wanted to in this last section?
Enjoy.
No, but it's okay. I'm good at improvising, as you know. I'm especially good at making people hate me, as everyone here knows.
That's not nice. Not good name.
Okay, I'm especially good at making people get out of their comfort zone. How's
Now
that?
that you can do very well.
All right, so while everyone's getting this down, I'm going to do a bit of a preliminary lecture on the differences between writing to inform and writing to request.
Right, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, do that.
I shall. All right, so all of these take place, the both of them, for the most part at least, after you've been hired by a company. Like, you know how you all have an academy email? Right? And we tell you there's a very specific format you have to have when you write us a email.
Okay.
Like, you know, always have a title, always CC the appropriate people, always have something in the body. Like if you send me an attachment and nothing's in the body, I pulled out bits of my hair. Yo, what's up, Ross?
I don't always CC unless I'm told, but is this something that you should always do when you send an email?
If you want more than one person to know what you're saying, then yes, you
Okay.
should.
Okay.
All right, so look. Writing to inform at its purest. Everyone has this down? I can erase it? No one is going to say, oh, what date is what? Hands up if you've copied it. Joyce, you got it?
What?
The schedule. Yeah, okay, good.
I scribe it up if you not scribe it up.
All right. Okay, so writing to inform, like say for example you got an internship or externship. Let's for the sake of argument say you got an internship here. Then you'd have to send out a letter to me, Janet, Chris, whoever. Okay? So let's just say for the sake of argument that you get a, what is it? Internship? Externship is somewhere else, right? Internship here, and you're taking over some of Mr. Darrell's duties. You need to let certain people know. Like you need to let me know, because in this case you were taking over the picking up of Starbucks donations, inventory, whatever. This actually happened. Mr. West, isn't that your case?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's my man.
Exactly.
All right. So you had to write an email informing people of your duties, right?
Yes.
Right. So you'd say, you know, they both share the common format. Email. Hey, Daryl.
Just a
Okay, cool.
Well, not in general, no. It's about something. It's always for something. It's always something.
There's always something. All right, so look, start each email the same way. Dear whoever I'm writing to. Yeah.
What's the difference between email and Gmail?
They both use the email function. The difference between email with the Academy email is you're working in a closed system. That is, you use it chiefly to email people who are also using the system. Gmail, you can email anyone. And while you can email anyone from the Academy,
Worldwide.
chiefly you're using it to contact other people inside the Academy.
That's for email, and Gmail is you can just.
Yeah. They're both email
Can you
services,
use
different
the Gmail
names.
within the Academy also?
One
You
within the company and one without.
Yes. Okay, so look, we start with the
Worldwide.
salutation.
Gmail.
Dear Janet, Dear Janet, I've recently been given the opportunity to perform various functions in the Academy, including So inform can also be called telling.
Or you could put dear staff.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
whoever.
if you think about it, if you writing the email to inform every staff member, you're not going to put all their names.
Right, of course. Yeah, so you can start with the specifics of who you're writing to are less important. That you acknowledge by saying hi, thanks for your time, whatever. So you start out the same way. You never just plunge into, I have recently acquired this internship. It's the formality. Like how if I pass you in the hallway, Martinez, I don't say, Martinez, you owe me a makeup. Although I might do that because I'm being rude. I would usually say, hey, Oscar, how you doing? Hey, can you come in Friday? Or whatever, right? There's certain protocols that must be observed even in the written form. Okay, so think of informing. If you can say, I need to tell someone this, then you're writing to inform. Okay, so that's another way to remember it. You'd say, my duties include,
So what are the two forms that we're right now? Email to what?
okay, so
Inform,
emailing
yeah.
to inform and to request.
Email to inform.
Okay, or if you prefer less formal definition, you can think of it as the difference between telling and asking. All right, and I will accept that on the exam.
Telling and asking.
Yep,
Inform means telling.
yep. So you're saying, here's what I'm doing, or here's what I've done, whatever tense makes sense in the context. God, I wish this list was actually true. Okay, dear staff, my new duties as an intern include inventory, Starbucks, and coffee. These letters tend to follow the format of the bulleted list, or at least a numbered list. Like what I gave you in the handout last class, and everyone still has a copy. You see their big excitement for bulleted lists? That's because you guide the reader's eye. That means they can scan it in 30 seconds and get what you now are responsible for instead of wading through a full paragraph. Yeah, Ross?
Can we email people outside the academy?
Yes, you can.
Really? Okay.
Yes. You could email me, but I'd ignore you.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, so look. Bullet list. Both of them share bullets, by the way.
What's the Starbucks coffee? What is that? My duties.
You don't have to copy down the details of what I'm writing down, like inventory, Starbucks, or coffee. You don't have to.
What is that pertaining to?
Okay, so I'll explain very, very briefly, before I get off topic. I'm already getting off topic, whatever. Inventory is double checking that we have all the supplies that we think we have. Actually, Mr. West, explain this.
Well, the inventory, they want you to make sure that each classroom has its proper things that's needed, like pencils, wipes, tissues, copy paper, little bit of everything that it needs in the classroom.
Right. And the other duties I pretended to give you were, we get donations from Starbucks Coffee. They're pastries that are a day old. We get them because they can't legally sell them, but we can get them for free and serve them. Because there's nothing wrong with them. There's just whatever.
And Chipotle's.
Yeah. Lastly, every office ever, and you will learn this if you go into the office world, but you will. Every office has what I call a coffee monkey. A coffee monkey is the person who gets the short end of the stick and has to make coffee for people more powerful than him. It used to be Daryl, but then I came
You
here.
should drop money in.
No. Then I came here,
Can.
and I was
What does it
delegated
mean?
to coffee monkey, which means you're in charge of making the coffee for people who are more powerful.
No, I was saying, when I worked at housing, the lady made coffee, she made it for everybody on the floor, but they would do a little donation so that she could buy more cups and things,
Nice.
like in her can.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, look. You say X, Y, and Z are what I'm telling you. If you have any questions, this is a good closer. Martina.
I know, sorry.
All right.
30 was all.
This is a good closing line because it leaves you open for feedback. You say, if you have any questions, please contact me. Best wishes, sincerely, kindest personal regards. However you want to close it, your name. That's writing to inform. Or say, for example, you wanted to say, I've got all your progress reports done. I'd say, Dear Janet, I've gotten all the progress reports done for the following class. What's that?
I need you to stand.
Okay, do my best.
Okay.
Oh. What? Which one?
That's the one.
Okay, so
Finish both of them. No.
what, sure?
There you go. All right, cool.
It's not all the way I'll do, I guess.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, you can talk to me. Get on in.
Down.
All right, so look, this is a general formula. This is usually applies to things that you are going to be responsible or are responsible for, and it also, serves to reinforce expectations. I know when I worked at my old job, I would send emails like this all the time after I got the assignment, like just clearing it up. Here's what I'm expected to be responsible for with this report, and that report. And then they'd say yes, except for no. And, it allowed me to do my job more efficiently. When you're in the workplace, this sort of email is your insurance policy. Because if you have it documented that you wrote down, here's what I think I'm responsible for, it's a lot easier to say, like to catch a mistake or to clarify a misunderstanding if you have it on record. My old mathematics teacher in high school had a saying. Anyone here want to guess what it is? You never lose points for writing down what you're supposed to do.
Oh.
Okay? That's a really good point. So always document what you think you're responsible for. And they'll go over this in DOE, BBC too. And those of you who have jobs already, like Miss Alberg, for example, and soon to be Mr. Martinez, if he ever gets off his phone.
Say that again, you never lose points for.
Writing down, for documenting what you're responsible for.
Or your best guess is usually your best answer.
Well, that's a different story. I know my best guess when I was 4 to what 2 plus 2 was 7, and I was sure as hell wrong.
Yeah.
But whatever. Okay, so that's writing to inform, telling. Just to save my hand, you can, for any business email inside the office, if you have any questions, please contact me. It's a great sign-off line. You really should put that in there because it encourages people to want to help you.
Right.
And especially given the format.
And how to get in touch with you.
Well, yeah, I mean, they can always reply. But the point is, if they can see exactly what you think you're doing, and it's laid out in a bulleted list, they'll catch it quickly and then they'll respond just as quickly. So there's a minimum of time wasted, which is really the essence of business writing, is efficient use of time, efficient use of words, and efficient use of thoughts. If writing is thinking, then business writing is roughly, how to put this? Cliff Notes? I guess it's the most essential things first. It's a pared down version of, say, creative writing or essay writing, where you take a point and you hammer it out through 5 paragraphs. Business writing that you're going to be doing in the office can be extensive, but the thing I'm hired to teach you how to do is how to communicate well with your co-workers and your boss. Okay? So, writing to inform, writing to request are very similar, but writing to request does the opposite because you're asking. Like, say you're not sure about what you're responsible for. Say someone just throws you a new duty out of the what's the phrase? Out of left field, out of the blue? Out of the blue left field? No. I'm pretty sure that you can't combine those. So you'd say, dear whatever, asking. So you'd say something along the lines of, if you've been given a new duty, you'd be requesting the specifications of what you're responsible for. Like the 5 W's.
When, what,
why, where, and who.
Yeah. Everyone here knows 5 W's, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys haven't lived to your age and sagacity without knowing the 5 W's, obviously.
Who, what, where, when.
Roslyn,
Oh.
I'm over here.
On to the light, okay.
Alright, 5 W's are common for both, but with writing a request, like if you're asking for, say, your medical records, or since I'm teaching and I used to work with kids, I would have to write to request my child abuse clearances.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a very formal thing, but it's also less who, what, when, where, why is how I would always
The
talk.
5 whys or what?
Okay? So when you're writing to request something, it's usually one thing. With some, and this is the fun word, tertiary requests. Bonus word.
Excuse me, Mr. Charlie, what's the 5 whys?
Who, what, where, when, why.
Who?
Right.
Who's asking? Who are you asking? What are you asking for? When do you need it by?
What would that be? When,
Who, what, when, where, why.
where, and why. Thank you.
Who, what, when, where, why. Okay? So these are less multifaceted, I would say. They're less things that are addressed. But you also have to be careful with your language. And writing an email, we'll go over this once I'm done this little sheet.
Charlie, somebody knock on-
Entrez-vous, s'il vous plaît. Oh. Did not accidentally speak French. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you did.
Shh. Quiet. No one must ever know except for this room and the entire internet. All right. So, the 5 W's. Anyone here still read a newspaper?
Yes.
All right. So, how does the topic sentence of every newspaper go?
They'll tell you what city it was in.
Right. That's true.
State,
So that's the
town,
way.
and the headline would be what the story was about.
Right. Outside of the headline. But what I'm trying, the point I'm
The
trying to make
author.
here. Hold on. The point
The
of what
writer.
I'm. It's okay. The point I'm trying to make here is that newspapers, like business writing, work with economy of words. And the first sentence always sums up the entire article and then gets more specific from there. So it starts with the big picture and then slowly whittles it down with details.
Yeah.
Okay? So, for example, if there was a
It
newspaper
happens,
article
so
about
it's-
O.J. Simpson killing his wife, Los Angeles, California, former football player O.J. Simpson is accused of a double homicide involving his ex-wife and her current
He is
boyfriend.
now being
Period.
seen at the incarceration center.
Right, whatever. But
Florida.
that was a very well-known example,
Yeah.
and an example of stating what
That's
you want,
good.
the whole thing. You got it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Captures
got
the
you.
interest,
I
but
got
also states the entire thing. After that, every single sentence from there, every detail from there, is related in some way to that first sentence.
I got my shoes in here. I forgot.
And just like
That was random, but okay, yes.
So,
Yeah,
it's just like the time they had that big gun on the front page and they had Philadelphia underneath of it.
well, that's more of a feature article, but the actual articles themselves always start with the main point, and there are no surprises afterward. And writing a request, you say, hey, I need, this, and this. Okay? So you're asking for more office supplies. Like, we need 3 more truckloads of staplers by Monday at this facility, whatever. You see? These 5 W's are,
302 because the class needed.
okay? You should probably have these 5 W's down too. I'm pretty sure they're important. And by pretty sure, that's my discreet way of saying,
It's gonna be.
write them down because I'm going to quiz you on them. Also, I seem to have a twitch in my elbow. Okay? So everyone clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Kindness, personal regards, whatever.
Yes, sir.
All right, when I read an email, if I see any of the 5 W's missing, I'm bouncing it back to you and saying, write me an actual email.
Oh, God.
Okay? And that's what your boss will do. They're like, oh, I hired this person, they can't even write an email properly. No, you want to avoid that sort of thought. So don't ever give them an excuse. People are looking for an excuse within the first 90 days. I
We don't
told
need
you.
that. We can't
yeah,
use
yeah.
her.
What? Because you're expendable in the first 90 days. I should know.
Yes.
Remember what I told you last class? There was an article Miss Marie was talking about, that it's 3 times more costly to hire the wrong person in a job than it is to hire the right person. So yeah, don't think that people who hire you don't know that and will, take the slightest transgression or error against style or form, and they'll hold it against you. So you have to be the best possible employee you can, throughout the whole job, but especially in the first 90 days where they're actively looking for flaws. Does that make sense? Everyone here with me on this? All right, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, they're gonna test you for the first 90
the first 90 days,
anyway.
there's no penalty for losing you.
Yeah.
Whereas on the 91st day, crap, we have to pay your medical.
Oh, it's all over.
Anyway, this is
Oh,
not
man.
a short sermon on workers' rights. This is the difference between writing to a request and writing to inform. So does everyone here get it?
Once you win, you really have to perform.
Yeah. All right, but there's also some other stuff I want you to notice. I'm going to write it in here. Some of you guys still haven't got this, which makes me nervous. Okay? So email. It's a really, really fast way to communicate. Everyone here knows that. I am beating the proverbial dead horse, kicking it a couple times. But there are rules, there are protocols for this sort of thing. And let me just give you the 5 biggest offenders that I see almost on a daily basis. All right? These are things I should never see in your email. Even if you're writing your friend in your company, you shouldn't do this. And it's informal. It's not even work-related. You shouldn't do this. So I'm going to get to it. All right. So first is capitalization.
Oh, yeah.
What about?
You gotta do it properly.
Guys, tell me the rules for capitalization. When is a letter capitalized?
At the beginning of a sentence.
Okay. Thank you,
Proper
Ms.
noun.
Ross. Ms. Jetta?
People's names.
Okay. So we got, from Ms. Ross, you got, what is it?
Beginning of sentence and proper
Beginning
noun.
of sentence and proper nouns. Names are always capitalized. What else?
Places.
Places, yes, a proper place.
The date.
For example, city is not capitalized, but for example, the city of
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is because it's a title.
Right.
What's up?
I just felt like engaging.
Okay, what? Oh, why'd you leave? I meant to ask.
You really wanted to know. Sorry, I use that.
Ah, nice. Wonder why you needed you back. But okay, anyway. So we just went over the 5 W's, who, what, when, where, why. There should be aspects of this in every single business email or business correspondence. You see it a lot in journalism too.
What, when, why?
Who, where, what, when, where, why.
Because there are commands.
No, they're not commands. They're things that are in your email. Like they should know the answer to all 5. Like if you're asking for 3 more loads of paper clips to be delivered to this company location on this date because we're nearly out of them,
Right.
that's, most of the 5 W's. Or, my new duties include X, Y, and Z, starting on this date, whatever.
Right.
See?
That's you asking them though.
Right, so asking versus telling. But still, you should use the terms inform and request, because who loves vocabulary?
We did.
Yeah. And so do employers. Because, believe it or not, bosses get attached to their own little names for things. And they're no different from me in that respect, except for I'm better dressed.
You're what?
I'm better dressed. I mean, who can wear this waistcoat of style?
Nobody but you.
Well, Oscar could. I'm sure he'd look very
No, the
nice.
guy who was
Remind
on.
me for your graduation present to get you a decent vest.
I know the guy in the French fest.
H&M
on-
have
Yeah?
it itself.
Yeah, he had the vest just like you, but you didn't have the top hat. He had top hat.
That's
on.
true. Top hat's really good for
Yeah,
style.
I got one of them too.
Nice. All right, so look, we were just going over some things in email that should never happen ever, and that will really be bad for you if you put them in actual emails. Okay, so capitalization, only if you miscapitalize, it looks really bad. All right?
Everything capitalized?
No. Like, for example, if you said,
No,
Oscar
it works to
Martinez is capitalized, right?
Right.
But
everybody-
Oscar Martinez is capitalize the I, A, capitalize the A, boss, capitalize the B, is not correct unless it's the title of an album or a book, in which case it needs to be italicized or underlined. So it's the random capitalizations of words that don't need to be capitalized that really can give you a good kick. You don't want to do that.
So you can only want to capitalize if it's somebody's name.
Name, proper nouns, or a title. Like for example, Dr. Jekyll would be
At
capitalized
beginning of
D,
sentence.
Mr. Hyde, yeah, and beginning of the sentence, of course. Sorry. Okay.
It's pretty much highlighting, right, John?
Excuse me?
Capitalizing it. It's pretty much like highlighting.
Well, kind of.
Jeff.
Spelling. Dear God, spelling. If you send an email with any red lines in it, I am about to come over the table and do very bad things to your monitor. Call myself there. So yeah, spelling, and there are some things that, what do I say about spell check?
That they might miss.
They might
Yes,
never-
it does miss frequently. For example, look, if I said, we've got tickets, what's wrong with that sentence?
We.
Right, but
Because
spell
we
check
spell
would,
right.
no, we've spelled wrong. We is meant to be,
We have.
We have.
No, I know, but I'm saying the word weed is actually a
right,
word.
yes, the word
Yeah,
weed,
so it wouldn't recognize.
exactly, you're getting it.
So it wouldn't recognize.
Because weed is actually a word, spell check says, nah, that's not a problem, it's an actual English word, derpy derpy derp. It doesn't take into account context,
Right.
and context is important. So this is why whenever I'm sending an email, no matter how trivial it is, I always read it aloud, okay? We're actually going to make a second box. Things
And
too.
always double check it.
Yeah, exactly.
Double check.
Do. Hey,
I have to say, proofread.
okay, so the to-do, read,
Read aloud. But what if you're in a quiet area?
mouth it. Right, that still works because you're still going through the words and you can catch those invisible words really quickly. You see? Alright, so spelling, capitalization, sentence fragments. You want to know that? Yeah, were you raising your hand, Ms. Joyce?
Yes, the things never to put in your email, you're greeting or what do you call it, salutation, is that it?
Signature?
To somebody or hi Joe or what do you call that?
Salutation.
Salutation.
Yeah.
Don't
Comments.
forget to greet them instead
Right.
of starting right out into writing what it's about.
Right, but this is the errors to avoid making.
About
So we're going to go with,
commas and periods.
yeah, that's the next one I'm going to do, but the one I'm going to do right now, since our tents are sort of lagging a bit, I can tell the sugar level in this room is dangerously low. So I'm going to leave on this last one, which is slang.
No slang.
No slang.
No
Ever.
slang, man.
No matter how cool you are.
No. I mean,
Unless
Slang
you're a boss
exists.
Like Michael.
Michael is a boss.
Cause-
Unfortunately, he's not actually working here. He
what
works
is
as an independent thing. So no matter how bossy he is,
Yo, man, guess what?
no. See, here's why slang works, and here's why it is great.
Hey,
Slang
Chucky.
works because it flows with our mental processes, and it comes off the tongue really easily, and it allows for more efficient communication within a subgroup or even as the whole culture.
Don't you write no letter to me talking about foes, I was not.
Hey,
Instead of
Chucky.
saying some foes. Foes? I hear people say foes. What
Okay,
are you talking about?
Can I finish my little diatribe, please? Slang is awesome. Slang is what helps keep English a living language and a dynamic language. Stuff that is commonly accepted now was slang
Yeah.
50 or 100 years ago.
Yeah, like already.
This is why we're still a viable language. However,
I'm asleep already.
the language of business is strictly formal. Only words that are actually accepted into the English language should be used. So, greetings, yo, cuz, C-U-Z, or C-A-U-Z, C-A-U-S-E, shouldn't be used. They're your big things. Abbreviations, too,
That's
unless
what
it's something like
Alright, pretty
etc.
much like this.
Hold on,
Don't
Oscar.
write how you text.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
text
what I was
doesn't
gonna
matter, but how you write your email is very important. You're judged on your writing. You're judged on your thought process. And while it is great to be able to converse with someone freely and without limitation verbally,
Don't show
not
off.
applies to email because email has the one downfall of all written communication, which is it implies you must have sat down and thought about it. And if it looks like you didn't think too much about it because you use slang, because there are misspellings, because the capitalization's all wonky, it looks bad. Does anyone here have their, like when you were little, have your parents lecture you for not, taking care of yourself. Like you're sending out a bad message to everyone you meet. Like my dad used to get on me for my hair and not washing it.
Always wear clean underwear.
Yeah. How you present yourself to the world, how you present your writing is how you're presenting yourself to your boss,
Exactly.
who has a great deal more control, unfortunately, over your life than you would like to admit, because he signs your paychecks. So,
Right.
yeah. Everyone gets what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, kiss ass in the
Great.
head.
This sounds like a good place for us to have a nice little
It's
pause.
not even about kissing up. It's
No,
It's
it's
a
not.
joke.
It's about following
It's a
the
joke.
established norm.
Because I'm not kissing up to nobody but God.
I will.
I was
No, no,
joking,
no.
not me.
No,
No,
Jetta.
not me.
Jetta, it's not kissing up
It was
when
a joke.
there's a hierarchy.
It
You
was
have
a
to.
joke. I know.
Question.
But defiance gets you nowhere.
Meaning, you have to respect your boss. That's what I'm saying.
You have to respect everyone, but
Yeah,
especially your
I'm
boss.
kissing no butt.
What's up, Joyce?
When you say, never use abbreviations, give me an example.
Like, for example, an acceptable abbreviation is
Et
etc., etc. But abbreviations, how to put this? Guys, help me out here. I'm having a brain fart.
What you mean,
You know,
exception
you know,
or exception?
Whatever.
Like what? You trying to get abbreviations from her right now?
No. Then abbreviations that you would not want to see in an email if you were a
Like
boss.
people, like sometimes
PPL.
Like L's.
PPPL.
Yeah, or CUZ
LOL.
instead of because.
Lots of
Yeah,
laughs.
that sort of
Or
thing.
because
LOL.
easy.
Yeah, those are abbreviations for larger words. So don't use them.
Right.
I mean, you can use them on your phone. You can use them on
There's no
Facebook.
abbreviation,
You're not using
no
them here.
abbreviation.
All right. So come back at 3:05, and I'll be waiting for you. Yeah, what's up?
I have makeup.